Hey Taurus, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 25th through the 31st. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead or any time thereafter should you stumble upon this at a later time. We're going to make this message short and sweet this week, guys. I've been busy recording the love readings for August, and then I had some family stuff come up, so I'm going to have to leave town here pretty soon. I'm going to have to skedaddle. So we're going to hurry this on up and keep this short and sweet. Let's see what's coming up here for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What messages do we have here, please, for the Taurus Collective? We're going to move you all just a little bit closer, and we're going to get right on into it. First card coming up here for the Taurus Collective is the Nine of Swords. This can be anxiety, this can be fear, this could be worry, this could be insomnia. Some of you may be having a hard time sleeping in the coming week. Now, this is something coming in intuitively. I feel a lot of you are being affected by the coming moon cycles and the shifts that are happening in the moon cycles. I know I happen to be very sensitive to moon energy, so sometimes like certain moon cycles might make you more emotional or like trigger anxiety or just kind of bring certain issues up. And so what I feel is like happening is as we're coming into the next few moon cycles, I feel like Taurus is going to be releasing a lot of like subconscious stuff or things that you really buried deep into your subconscious that you just couldn't process at a younger age. And so a lot of this stuff is coming out through your dreams. You may be having a hard time sleeping because of your dreams. You may be having dreams that are answering a lot of questions for you or are missing pieces to things that you've been wondering for a while. You're like, oh my gosh, that's it. That's what happened. That's what they were keeping from me. Or that's the missing piece to the story. So you might be not sleeping very well because there may be a lot happening in your dreams, a lot of information you may be receiving, or a lot of memories that might be coming up, or things that you're processing. This is all a part of your release. I feel like the reason why some of you are having fear about it is you might kind of worry what other people might think about it, that, oh my gosh, I had these experiences, or these things happened to me, or oh my gosh, you know, like my family members did this or did that. And you might have worry or you might have concern about how other people might be seeing you, or what they might think if you were to open up and, you know, tell them about the past. But the Nine of Swords reminds us to surrender these things, to hand them over to God, right? Stop worrying about the worst case scenario. Stop worrying about what might go wrong. The more that we worry about the things that we're scared about, the more we manifest our fears. So ask yourself, what are some steps I can take? What about the situation do I have control over? What can I control? What can I fix? What can I process? What can I like what steps can I take to move past this, or to get over certain stresses or anxieties or worries I have about the future? Like, what are steps that I can take to set me up to succeed? What are some backup plans I can put into place? And the rest you take up in prayer and you hand over to God. You know, here's all the things I'm worried about. Here's everything that I'm doing to get past it. If there's anything else that I can do, help me to see it, guide me, help me do it. And if it's in the best and highest good for all involved, I ask that these fears don't happen. I ask that you keep these things from happening. But if for some reason they must happen, thank you for helping me get through them as quickly and as effortlessly as possible. Thank you for guiding me through it, right? And you just surrender it. Some of you are putting a lot of pressure on yourselves to hurry up and reach certain goals. And Nine of Swords is like, look, just do the best you can and surrender the rest. That's all we can do. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. When we're surrendered, we're making an effort, but we're not attaching ourselves to the outcome. And we know that it's going to happen the way it's meant to happen. It's going to take however long it's meant to take, and it's going to get done whenever it's meant to get done. We're just taking the steps one day at a time. The next card that's coming up here for the Taurus Collective is the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands here can be laying down a heavy burden. Okay, laying down a heavy burden. If you have memories coming up, if you have things coming to the surface that you're releasing, I feel the Ten of Wands is saying it's going to be a good idea to talk to somebody about it, even if you're the kind of person that's used to handling everything on your own. Okay, maybe you want to set an appointment with a life coach or a therapist or a spiritual advisor or a friend, but it's going to be a good idea to get it off of your chest and to lay it down. If there is absolutely positively nobody that you can talk to, put it down on the paper, rip it up, throw it away. If you have a safe place where you can burn things safely, like you have a fire pit, you have a bonfire area or something that's in a safe place where things aren't going to catch fire, outdoors, like something designated for burning, space designated for burning. If you want to burn it, you can burn it. I strongly suggest you don't burn anything indoors. I've seen little post-it notes go up in great big old balls of fire, because you're not burning paper, you're burning energy. Okay, so if you do want to burn it, make sure you're using fire safety precautions in your area, and you're following whatever the fire safety guidelines are. The next card that's coming up here for Taurus is the Six of Cups. So we did talk about memories from the past. I'm actually happy to see Six of Cups come up here, because the Knight of Swords gave me the feeling or the sense of the past coming up, and like it being heavy memories. But the Six of Cups is like a return to innocence, or remembering the past, remembering our upbringing. So the fact that the Six of Cups comes up following the Ten of Wands makes me feel like you might have some intense memories come up. You might have some intense experiences that you're releasing. And then the Ten of Wands is like you're laying down that burden, and the Six of Cups is like a returning to innocence, a returning to understanding. So I feel like a lot of you are getting closure in a situation that otherwise you wouldn't be able to get closure. Maybe somebody wronged you in some way, or they misused their authority, or they did something inappropriate, and it might be a situation where you can't get justice from this person. They may have passed away. You might have no idea where they are today. You don't know how to find them. They could be in a nursing home with dementia. They don't even know who they are anymore. So there could be some situation where otherwise you wouldn't be able to get justice, or you wouldn't be able to get closure. But the Six of Cups is giving me a feeling in the sense that Spirit is giving you this release and this closure, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, like your angels and guides are guiding you through it and giving you this release so that you don't have to carry it. But the Nine of Swords says when it comes up, it's going to be intense. And sometimes when we remember things that happened a long time ago, we remember them with emotional intensity. Okay? There was an experience, somebody that I was friends with, and they were going through therapy at the time, and they were having a lot of repressed memories coming to the surface. And so they were telling me, like, one of the memories was that their dad took a little toy baton and broke it. And the memory came to the surface, and she said she cried about it for like almost a week. It was like she was a little kid again. You might think as an adult you're not going to cry over a baton, but she felt everything she felt when she was a little girl seeing this happen. The fear she had, being scared of her dad, and the anger, and like that the toy she loved so much being taken away from her and snapped in half. It's like she relived that as like a 4-year-old in her adult experience. So the feelings might be intense. It's going to be a good idea to get it out of your system. Talk to somebody if you can. But I do feel a sense of closure here with the Six of Cups and being able to release it. Next card coming up here is the Devil. Okay, now what you're releasing, what you're laying down, what you're breaking free from could be a dark lineage. Okay, coming from a dark line, breaking out of negative ego. It could also be breaking out of issues that you might have around physical intimacy. It might be certain acts that you have a hard time with, or certain challenges that you might have, or certain things that are triggers. You may be healing or releasing those things. But the Devil card here is also breaking out of that negative ego, low self-esteem, addictions, anything that you were doing as like a self-destructive process. Some of you maybe have some self-destructive processes or unhealthy coping mechanisms or ways that you're not so good to your body, or you do damage to yourself through certain vices or quote-unquote guilty pleasures. It may have stemmed from these buried things, but I feel these buried things are releasing and you're breaking out of that bondage. You're no longer turning to those unhealthy vices or coping mechanisms, or if you're someone who's been self-destructive, you're breaking out of that spirit of self-destruction. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign. Some weeks your moon sign and rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. Love readings for July and August are linked in the description. The weekly forecasts are linked in the description, so you can check out the other signs if you'd like to do so. And if you'd like to schedule a private reading with me, link in the description that takes you to my scheduling page. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. I thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I hope to see you all in the daily messages as well. Bye, Taurus. Be well, my darlings.